Okay, let's get into the things. It should show up at some point. There it goes. So, where we last left off... Oh, the game crashed. That's a good start. Oh. Oh no. Oh, fuck. Did saving when I did break it? Oh no. Well, that's something. Um, um, cool. I'm not even seeing anything about it crashing for this specifically. Apparently, a lot of people are just bitching that it's a really bad remaster. Oh, oh boy. Let me just try something. If I start a new game.
I know you, Razier. You are worth.
Okay, so that worked. Nope. Cool. Um, so that means we're not going to continue the first game. Oh yeah, verifying the cache would be worth it. And it properties. Ugh, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, it's going. Let me, where is it? We'll do that real quick. Fucking Christ. I didn't think it would be a problem because when you load a save, it just throws you back to, the tentacle dude. So why would it matter that I saved when I fell out of the world? Or at least why should it matter? Worst case scenario, we can just skip to 2 because at least we know the game is functioning, just my save is not. What a good time. And it was like 6.5 hours in. I don't know if I want to redo all of that, even off stream. The game is mean, yeah. The verifying is still going, by the way. It is slow. Uh, yeah, there's just a lot of people calling it a lazy remaster, but like, I don't know. I think they're getting remake and remaster confused. Like, we have witnessed our own set of issues with this game, not this including. It's still going. Dear God. Okay, it's been successfully validated. Let's give this another go. And instant crash. Okay. So that means we aren't going to get to continue on. We won't get to finish it. Lamau. So we're gonna go right into 2 then. Once it shows everything, yeah. I wonder. Oh, now I have sound options. What are game options? Oh, okay. So, is it gonna go right into cutscene? Yeah.
At last. I must say I'm disappointed in your progress. I imagined you'd be here sooner. Tell me, did it trouble you to murder your brothers?
Did it trouble you when you ordered me into the abyss?
I ship it.
Eternity is relentless, Raziel. When I first stole into this chamber centuries ago, I did not fathom the true power of knowledge. To know the future, Raziel. To see its paths and streams tracing out into the infinite. As a man, I could never contain such forbidden truths. But each of us is so much more than we once were. Do you not feel with all your soul how we have become like gods? As such, are we not indivisible? As long as a single one of us stands, we are legion. Our futures are predestined. Mobius foretold mine eons ago.
Mobius.
Play out the paths fate has written for us. Free will is an illusion.
I found the tomb of Sarafan, Kain. How could you profane a priest by turning him into a vampire?
How could I not? One must keep his friends close, Raziel, and his enemies even closer.
I guess we didn't miss much.
Who better to serve me than those whose passion transcends all notions of good and evil?
The Sarafan were saviors, defending Nazgûl from the corruption that we represent. My eyes are open, Kain. I find no nobility in the unlife you rudely forced on my unwilling corpse.
You may have uncovered your past, but you know nothing of it. You think the Sarafan were noble, altruistic? Oh, don't be simple. Their agenda was the same as ours.
An agenda, oh shit. I don't have much to say because I'm still waking up, too.
You nearly had me, Raziel.
Well, I guess he can just teleport now. Well, he was able to teleport beforehand.
How it ends. Fate promises more twists before this drama unfolds completely.
Why didn't he have that his sword out to begin with?
Raziel, Redeemer and Destroyer, Pawn and Messiah. Welcome, time-span soul. Welcome to your destiny.
I should turn up the voices. Very quiet.
Where am I?
Oh, never mind.
Is the usual question. In your case, when might be more apt.
Very well, you old snake. If you'd prefer I use my bare hands.
This is completely unexpected.
I enjoy that I can
This
swap.
orb disables our vampire enemies, leaving them helpless and incapacitated. Strangely, it
Orb.
seems to have the same effect on that peculiar weapon of yours. But you must believe me. I mean you no harm.
You can drop the benevolent facade, Mobius. I know who and what you are. I should kill you where you stand.
Perhaps you should, my boy. But you don't.
Are you so certain of that, Mobius?
My role as Time Guardian affords me a certain level of omniscience, Raziel. No, you don't kill me. That honor belongs to your maker, Kain, some 30 years from now.
You two are a pair. You're just as fatalistic as he is.
Just
Death
kill
comes
him.
for us all,
Like,
Raziel.
just do it.
It's just
Prove
a
him
matter of
wrong.
Time.
How is it that you know my name? We have never met.
On the contrary, Raziel, I know you very well. And it grieves me to see how cruelly
Morbin
Kain
time.
has used you. I knew you when you were one of the Sarafan Brotherhood, Raziel. We were even close.
Oh, please.
Fortunately, you need not love me now to be my ally.
I find it funny that they
Are
kept
we
the
within
names of the
stronghold of the
Seraphim.
Sarafan priesthood?
Yes, but the glorious days of the Sarafan have long since passed, I'm afraid. This is a more cynical and indecorous age. My mercenary army now inhabits this stronghold. We strive to honor the memory of the Sarafan with our own humble crusade.
Is this the vampire Vorador?
Yes, the scourge of the Circle, the most depraved and decadent example of his whole degenerate race. He slaughtered 6 of my fellow Guardians as they cowered defenseless in this room.
And you somehow survived this massacre?
I and 2 others. The Circle was devastated. Only we 3 were spared.
How convenient. You'll forgive me if I don't naively devour every scrap of information you toss me. You have a reputation for deceit.
And who has slandered me so? Your malefactor, Kain? The one who betrayed and destroyed you? Our common enemy? Consider the source before you judge me too harshly. We'll forget about rekindling our old friendship.
Is he supposed to be blind, I guess?
Consider an alliance based on our common ground. We both want Kain dead. I can help you do it.
You don't want to meddle in this, old man. I know all about your sordid little schemes, but you're simply out of your depth on this one.
You underestimate me, Raziel. Let me show you.
So-
Even now, Kain is lying in wait for you, unaware that I've snatched you out of the time stream and
What if he's
brought you
telling the
here
truth?
to me. See how he lingers at the very pillars he is destined to destroy, foolishly confident that he has eluded your grasp.
The pillars are still standing in this time.
Yes, Raziel. They are the embodiment of the divine force which preserves the life of our world. We who serve the pillars maintain their delicate balance, and Kain is destined to be the fulcrum upon which that
A
balance
PNG
turns.
killed me. Yeah,
I
it's
believe
great.
you have already endured the wasteland wrought by his terrible, selfish decision. Kain's very existence is a cancer upon this world. As
He's a
long
lot
as he
more blue
lives,
in the
all
original.
of Nosgoth is in peril. You may never again be human, Raziel. But you can re-embrace the essence of your humanity and the nobility of your Sarafan
I'm having fun.
heritage. Go to him, Raziel, and end this. But first, you will need to find your way out of the stronghold, and in this, I'm afraid I cannot help you. My
I don't know
soldiers
my way
will not
out.
understand your appearance here. They will try to kill you. You needn't fear them, of course. They're no match for you. Try to keep the casualties to a minimum. But do what you have to do. All great movements require a few martyrs.
Oh, okay, bye.
Alone now, I surveyed my surroundings and noticed a second time-streaming chamber. Its entrance identical to the first, but with one distinction. That crystal was significant, but how? I had not yet discovered.
She's having fun. Video games are a serious matter. Somebody help her. I know, right? So, the only thing I know that we had happen was we went and killed everybody and found out that I was a seraph, and otherwise I don't think much else was shown. We probably also learned about Mobius and how Rat! Rat! Did we also clip through the floor? How has that worked out? If I try to load the save for the first game, it crashes. That's what happens. Oh, there's a block now. Sword. Oh, hold on. So we have a cat that likes to show up randomly, and it has shown up, and Rose hates him. So 1 second. I didn't even have to get up. The cat left. I think. something I can do with that? I guess not. I like how little difference there is.
Throughout
Like,
the stronghold, I discovered evidence of my former nobility and my life as a Sarafan priest. This was the heritage so foully stolen from me when Kain raided my sacred crypt and defiled me.
you make it sound a lot worse than it actually was, dude. Hold on. Camera.
Prepare to die. Prepare to die.
This isn't Dark Souls. T-pose. It's still a T-pose. Prepared to have a bit of cloth in front of your camera. I know, right?
Away from the influence of Mobius's cursed staff, I could feel the strength of the Soul Reaver slowly returning. If that orb was as debilitating to vampires as it was to the blade, it gave Mobius a powerful advantage over his enemies. I finally understood how Mobius's crusade could decimate the vampires so successfully. If he could immobilize his enemies, they were at his mercy. But why, I wondered, would the staff have any effect on the Reaver?
Maybe because it was a vampire origin. Immobilize. Well, at least I don't need my weapon anymore to, like, ensure that I kill.
As I neared the stronghold's inner sanctum, a strange sensation crept over me. An indescribable feeling of displacement, a sense of vertigo, as reality itself appeared to warp and bend around me. The disturbance seemed to emanate from the sanctuary's furthest chapel. As I cautiously approached, the sense of dislocation intensified with each step.
He dislocated every
So
joint.
this was the tomb of the beloved King William the Just, beatified here as the martyr and catalyst of Mobius's crusade. I was reminded of Kain's journey as a fledgling vampire, how Mobius coerced him to travel back in history and assassinate William, thus igniting a genocidal hatred of vampires among the citizens of Nosgoth.
I think that's supposed to be stuff from the first
And
game.
here I discovered the source of the displacement.
Like,
The Soul Reaver itself, laid out like a holy relic, and broken,
what?
apparently
heck
in the
is-
battle between William and Kain.
Okay.
I had not thought such a thing was possible. Until, of course, Kain shattered the blade against me when he tried to strike me down. Thus, the captive spirit inhabiting the Reaver was released, and binding itself to me, became my symbiotic weapon. And so the Reaver
venom.
met its former self, still imprisoned in this corporeal shell. I watched, mesmerized, as the Wraith blade uncoiled itself and snaked down the length of the physical blade. Embracing its twin, its mirror self, the Reaver's long dormant spirit was now fully aroused. And for the first time, I felt the true presence of this other entity. Willful, ravenous, and deranged from thousands of years of imprisonment.
You heard it.
The Reaver was now in command, and I, now merely its helpless host, felt my soul being leeched to restore the blade. But the Reaver knew better than to destroy its host, and just as I neared the brink of oblivion, the blade released its hold on me. As I recovered,
Oh, hey.
I realized we were now bound together in a fragile alliance. The Reaver no longer merely my symbiotic weapon, but a sentient parasite competing for control.
I see.
What have you done to me, Mobius? Is this your trap?
How mine? Don't forget it was Kain who led you here, not I.
Is it supposed to still be,
While you curse me, the only soul in Nosgoth
Yes,
ready
this is
to
hurting.
guide and assist you, Kain laughs at our folly and revels in your dismay.
These blades, now coiled in sinister embrace, have inspired terror in the hearts of creatures far more durable than you, old man. Bound together as
Just
they
a little
are,
flick.
I can only imagine what they could do to your soul's fragile shell.
Raziel, I beg you to stay your hand. This was none of my doing. I have sought only to aid you in your righteous quest.
Why, you're trembling, Mobius. Has your confidence abandoned you? You seem to have made a fatal error by leaving your precious staff behind. Is that where all your
Everything
courage
is
comes
trembling. Yeah.
Listen to me, Raziel.
Oh my
You
god,
don't
this
know what
hurts.
you're doing. I have taken an
This
enormous
hurts my
risk
eyes.
by appearing here before you, so defenseless, yet eager to prove my good intentions. If there's anything left of the Seraphim in you, you won't do this. While you threaten me, your true enemy eludes you.
Don't concern yourself with Kain, old man. He'll join you in hell soon enough. As you said, death comes for us all.
Yes, the wheel of fate demands it.
What did you say?
The wheel of fate. The inexorable cycle of death and rebirth to which all men are compelled.
But not women. Or
We
indies.
serve the same God, Raziel. To strike me down would be striking God's own attendant. And I don't believe even you would take that risk.
He's the only thing not trembling, really.
Tire of your games, Mobius. Now that I know you fear me, I needn't concern myself with you. Kain is waiting.
Oh, thank God.
Go
It
then,
stopped.
Raziel. Seek Kain out and destroy him in the name of the one God we both serve. You, who were once a Seraphim priest, murdered, profaned, destroyed, and reborn again from his mercy. You are now most powerfully equipped to be his agent, his instrument of restoration and retribution.
These mouth movements are funny.
My own vengeance is motivation enough.
By my soul, you almost had me, my little blue assassin. But that'll be the one and only chance you get.
Blue assassin.
Assure you of that.
I could now summon the blade at will, regardless of my strength. But once summoned, the blade's ravenous appetite could not be contained. It devoured the souls of its victims, and if I allowed it to become over-aroused,
Oh.
the Reaver would now turn its hunger on me.
So I just shouldn't use it. That's what I'm hearing.
Get it! To arms! Taste my blade, vampire!
Ow. about you taste mine? Even though it was your friend's. How do I drop a weapon? Okay, I figured it out. Nom nom nom. Jesus! What happens when that bar is full? I guess that's when it gets too aroused and it cooms.
Seize him! Prepare to die. Prepare to die.
Can I not leave through that door, I guess? Ah, yes. Thank you. Such a helpful map. There has to be something I'm missing. Or I go back. I don't know. Can't go that way. Rat.
Here it comes.
What? Oh. Hello. Okay, seriously though, where am I supposed to go? Those rats are great. They are. I absolutely love them.
Taste my blade, vampire!
No blade tasting today. Maybe I can leave through here? Okay, this is nothing. Okay, nope. Under. So we still have the high jump via crouching. I'm very lost. He wasn't kidding about trying to figure out how to get out of here. Like, you'd think that there's just a switch or something to open this door here. That's what makes the most sense. I want to know what happens if I fill up the gauge. Almost. Is there like an exit here or something? Oh my god.
So this was the legendary Janos Ordren, reputed to have been the most ancient and diabolical vampire to have ever
Jesus
existed.
fucking Christ.
According to folklore, he lived high in the cliffs of Nosgoth's northern mountains and preyed mercilessly on the defenseless villages below. His reign of terror ended when the Sarafan finally hunted him down and tore his throbbing heart from his still-living body. This relic came to be known as the Heart of Darkness.
So this was the lore
and was
dumping
supposedly
vampire.
imbued
Yeah.
with the power to restore vampiric unlife. The Sarafan therefore guarded it carefully, lest the heart fall into the hands of their enemies. But I wondered, could Janos Ordren truly have been as monstrous as depicted here? Or was this merely artistic license by the Sarafan, who sought to lionize themselves by demonizing their darkest enemy?
History is written by the winners. Or however it's said.
There's one.
Have I finally found an escape? I think there's also a lot of lore dumping because of two reasons. One, I wouldn't be shocked if this was a lot of people's first game. And two, because
Strange how my history came full circle.
it's giving a lot of new info.
This chapel, I realized, was a memorial to my former Sarafan brethren and myself. All of us martyred here. And then so cruelly profaned by Kain when he imposed his gift on our noble corpses.
It makes it sound like he fucked
For the
you.
first time, I beheld the image of my Sarafan self, memorialized here among my fallen comrades.
Like, I'm not the only one interpreting
Tortured me
it
to
like
see
that,
how
right?
noble and pure I had been, and what a vile phantasm I had become, and a profound sense of injury, of loss and betrayal welled up in me.
Desecrated
so
him with the
overwhelming
aroused
I could
blade.
barely
Yeah.
contain it.
Yeah.
All I wanted at this moment was to find Kain and destroy him.
Just make out with him. Oh yeah, wait, you don't have a bottom jaw. That's why he's so upset. He can't make out with his boyfriend. Why am I the only one that got a statue? Why is Raziel the only one that got a statue? Is this where I came from? Yes. Jesus fucking Christ. I like how little there's in terms of difference for this game.
Two arms!
2 arms. Can Can I just do this? No. Two arms. Where's the other one? Am I missing something? Aurora Borealis. Like, it showed that something upstairs was closed, but, like, I can't get up there. Unless if there is something I can do here. Maybe I can, if I do it here. What's up with this? I'm very lost already. Where the fuck was this? Was I just blind? Or was... What? Was that just there the whole time and I'm stupid? I'm free.
I emerged, and for the first time beheld Nosgoth in its former glory. The land overflowed with abundant life and vitality, and I knew with certainty then that the world I had left behind was nothing more than the corpse of Nosgoth, a lifeless husk bled dry by the corruption of Kain's parasitic empire. This was the fragile world Kain sacrificed to preserve his own petty life and ambition, heedless of the profound cost. The sight only deepened my resolve. I sensed that the pillars...
It's not
lay
the
to
only thing that was
northwest.
getting deeper.
If Kain truly waited to confront me there, I would not disappoint him.
Oh yeah, that's right. I can swim in that. In it. Whee! Fish. There's fish. Seems like swimming is still kind of a thing. What if I... Oh, there's a door.
I did not yet possess the means to unlock this barrier, but this enigmatic symbol was clearly the key.
What about over there?
As I passed this arcane landmark, a wisp of the Reaver's energy was drawn into the ring, illuminating it. This created a beacon of sorts in the spirit world. If ever I found
the
myself
fish.
depleted in the spectral realm and my soul tossed on the ethereal winds, these beacons would draw me back to safety and restore me.
I guess they're save points then. Fish, you're in this game. They used your likeness. Look, there you are. Oh, I went to the wrong side. I kind of wish the swimming was faster. Like, I know that there's the boost thing, but
These ancient obelisks were mysteriously attuned to my spiritual essence. By simply touching the symbol, I could safely preserve an imprint of my soul, and thus create a milestone to which I could return when weary, and from which I could resume my journey.
I saved the game. I love it when games have canon explanations for save
While I had only
points.
just escaped the stronghold, I sensed that in time my journey would return me full circle to this place.
Raziel really
Infiltrating the
wants to
fortress,
prove that
however, would be
he
no
can speak
small
without a
feat.
mouth, doesn't he?
The
Yeah.
balcony that had provided my escape was now well beyond my reach, leaving this massive gateway as the only means of entry. The gates were sealed, but like the time-streaming chamber I had seen earlier, their operation was undoubtedly linked to that odd crystal mounted above the entrance.
Okay, so I still can do that.
Here it comes. Die, fiend!
Probably also start talking to myself if no one was around. I already do.
There's another one.
Oh, okay, he just has gun. Why am I fighting? I can just run away. What's up with the birds?
Die, fiend!
It's that dog have a blade on his mouth? He does. Oh my god, he will not give up the chase. He is determined.
These vampires had nothing in common with the deranged jackals I left behind in Kain's derelict empire. They seemed to retain much of their former humanity. In this era, vampires were clearly not the uncontested predators we had been. These creatures were hunted mercilessly and oppressed. And while I still believed that vampirism was a plague and had to be wiped out, there was
He's looking
nothing
with me.
noble or righteous in this crusade. This was simply ruthless persecution.
I have no regrets.
Taste my blade, vampire!
No, I'm okay.
There's one.
Oh. Giving the dog a knife helmet and teaching them to chase sounds like a fun pastime. Yeah. This is a mostly pacifist run. Mostly.
The pillars of Nosgoth, pristine, whole, and uncorrupted. I had never beheld them in this undefiled state, yet something profound and indelible resonated within me at the sight. And there, waiting at the very heart of the pillars, was the canker that was destined to destroy them.
Canker is just a funny word.
I know you're there, Raziel.
Mobius led me to you, Kain, though I might have guessed you'd meet me here.
And if Mobius told you I was hidden on the underside of hell, would you throw yourself into oblivion to pursue me?
I mean, yeah, you're caked up, dude.
Mobius trawls for the ignorant and unwary, hauling his gasping prey
Like,
from the
goddamn.
streams of their destinies. Stay out of his net, Raziel.
Spare me your elaborate metaphors, Kain. I have pursued you here for one purpose. You will pay for your betrayal, and balance will thus be restored to Nosgoth.
And whose will is satisfied then? The will of Raziel or Mobius?
Would I be better manipulated by you, Kain? Now, turn and face me. The chase is over.
This isn't a chase, Raziel. We are merely passengers on the wheel of destiny, describing a perfect circle to this point. We've been brought here for a reason. I've seen the beginning and the end of our story, however, and the tale is crude and ill-conceived. We must rewrite the ending of it. You and I.
Face me, Kain. Even you shouldn't die a coward's death.
Isn't it customary to grant the condemned a final request?
I recall no such courtesy from you.
Indulge me, Raziel. All I ask is that you listen. This is the
Navi.
sublime moment of our undoing, Raziel. The ineffable fulcrum upon which swings the entirety of our history. This is where all of Nosgoth is betrayed. In this instant, Ariel, the Balance Guardian, is murdered by dark forces bent on overthrowing the pillars. Her spirit is just now tearing free, lost in the ether, trying to find its way here. You have already seen how she comes to haunt these pillars.
Bound here by your refusal to die. You are the reason this land becomes diseased. As long as you remain alive, you condemn Nosgoth to an eternity of decay.
Be still, Raziel. See this. As Ariel dies, I am being born to take her place as Balance Guardian. Such is my destiny.
god.
Oh.
At the moment of my first cry, Ariel's beloved, the guardian Nutraptor, finds her corpse. Racked with grief and tormented by suspicions of treachery, Nutraptor plunges into a madness which overflows and infects all of the Guardians who are symbiotically bound, including me. The repercussions of Ariel's assassination were expertly calculated. The entire circle descends into madness, and I am tainted at the moment of my birth, instantly rendered incapable of fulfilling the role destiny has prepared for me.
Shall I show you the same mercy you showed the rest of the circle, then? You blithely murdered them to restore their pillars, yet your hand faltered when it came to the final sacrifice. What makes you exempt, Kain? You're merely the last man standing. Why condemn me for simply carrying out what you hadn't the courage to do
I know why I like
yourself?
these games.
Let's drop the moral posturing, shall we? We both know there's no altruism in this pursuit. Your reckless indignation led you here. I counted on it. There's no shame in
They should
it,
just
Raziel.
kiss.
Revenge is motivation enough. At least it's honest. Hate me, but do it honestly. 30 years hence, I am presented with a dilemma. Let's call it a two-sided coin. If the coin falls one way, I sacrifice myself and thus restore the pillars. But as the last surviving vampire in Nosgoth, this would mean the annihilation of our species. Mobius made sure of that. If the coin lands on the reverse, I refuse the sacrifice and thus doom the pillars to an eternity of collapse. Either way, the game is rigged.
We agree.
It was rigged from the
that
start.
The pillars are crucial and must be restored.
Yes, Raziel. And that's why we've come full circle to this place.
So after all this, you make my case for me. To end this stalemate, you must die so that new guardians can be born.
Pillars don't belong to them, Raziel. They belong to us.
Your arrogance is boundless, Kain.
There's a third option. A monumental secret, hidden in your very presence here. But it's a secret you have to discover for yourself. Unearth your destiny, Raziel. It's all laid out for you here.
You said it yourself, Kain. There are only two sides to your coin.
Apparently so. But suppose you throw a coin enough times. Suppose one day it lands on its edge.
I don't know why I find this interesting. I just do. That's really all I can say. I needed health.
I didn't know what impulse stayed my hand, why I had so willingly allowed Kain to escape me when I had pursued him for so long. I had no reason to trust Kain after he had valued me so little, and yet I found myself intrigued by his words. I had been too cruelly used to so gullibly play his pawn, but if this world truly had secrets to divulge, I was determined to expose them.
Oh, he's gonna expose something. The aroused blade. Yeah, they caked him up for this too. They gave everybody a crack. Like, what the fuck? Oh, hello. Goodbye.
From the moment of my arrival, I had the constant and palpable sensation of being watched. Someone, it seemed,
It's because the birds aren't
keenly
real.
interested in my presence here.
Birds aren't real. That's all. Oh.
From the look of it, this door had been sealed for centuries. I began to realize it was no mere coincidence that I found myself
That's
standing here
Raziel.
beneath this winged figure with blue skin and cloven hands so like my own, and bearing this unique key.
He just like me,
And
for
so
real,
it
for real.
was with a sense of gravity and trepidation that I unsealed that ancient door and crossed the threshold.
I also enjoy the narration. It's fun. The fuck is that? Shadow creatures, okay. Yeah, I'm just not gonna fight. Sorry, Raziel is only bloodthirsty for Kain. But what he doesn't realize is he just lusts for him. Somebody is calling for me.
As I entered the chamber, I
see if
sensed
the
that it
water
had been
effect is
sealed
still
for
the same.
hundreds, perhaps thousands of years. And while this room was clearly built when the pillars were erected, I knew that no human hand could have shaped this place, and that perhaps it had never been seen by human eyes. The surrounding murals depicted a winged race, their features so like my own, but beautiful.
Yeah, the water
where
does do the
mine
same.
were grotesque, and angelic, while mine were demonic. I tried to decipher these images. A great war, but with combatants like none I had ever seen. The pillars, raised by this winged race, who thus defeated their adversaries. The winged beings again, writhing in agony, apparently afflicted with the same bloodthirst I had so recently suffered. And throughout the chamber, inscribed everywhere, images of the Reaver itself. Was this what Kain had urged me to discover? I wondered.
Lies, Raziel.
Guess it's time to say hello to Tentacle Boy.
Do not be deceived.
Ah, my ancient benefactor. And I dared to hope we had parted ways forever. Your silence was refreshing, but it lasted. No doubt you have a conveniently inexpressible reason for your presence here.
Do not be insolent, Raziel. I am eternally
They just
present here
changed
and
his
everywhere,
eyes.
now and always. I am the still center of the turning
That's
wheel,
interesting.
the hub of this world's destiny.
But perhaps not so omnipotent as you'd have me believe. Your hold on me appears to be tenuous. I no longer seem to need you. Yet I'm guessing you still need me.
This impudence is unworthy of you, Raziel. Do not forget that you have a task to fulfill here. You are indebted to me.
Yeah, no, they're entertaining and fun
Indebted.
to make fun of.
You would have me show gratitude for a gift I didn't ask to be bestowed. Do
I also
you
just
forget that you
enjoy these
forced me
characters.
to inhabit this vile carcass?
I restored you to yourself, Raziel. It was Kain who destroyed you. The very enemy you've just let slip through your grasp. Do not fail me, my servant.
I serve no one. Not you, not Kain, and not your lackey Mobius.
Mobius is my good servant. I have many.
And if I tell Mobius that he's worshipping a giant squid, do you think his faith will falter?
You have grown willful, Raziel. But beware. To embrace a serpent is to invite poison into your heart. Kain is a sinuous beast. He will seduce and deceive you.
Oh, I was right. They are gonna
You
seduce him.
pride yourself on your free will, yet you let that degenerate deter your resolve.
I harbor no illusions about his integrity, nor anyone else's. In fact, I am beset by manipulation on all sides. I merely seek the truth.
These are the fathomless truths, Raziel. The agony of birth and death and rebirth. This is the wheel of fate, the purifying cycle which sustains all life. Vampires are an abomination, a plague which leeches this land of its spiritual strength. They obstruct the flow of life and death. Their souls stagnate in their wretched corpses. But the wheel must turn. Death is inexorable and cannot be denied.
It just kind of also
Your
feels like a
destiny
Greek
is
play.
irresistible, Raziel.
Like
You
with the way
are
they
my
talk.
Soul Reaver, the scourge of the vampires, reaper of their apostate souls. Remain steadfast. End the vampire's parasitic curse and restore Nosgoth. Kain's blood belongs on your hands.
Kain indeed deserves to die for condemning me to this repugnant form. But if and when I kill him, it will be for
gave him hair
me
physics.
alone to decide.
Kain destroyed you without a flicker of remorse. He tore the soul from your noble corpse, and after you had
Grieved
served
it,
him
if you will.
faithfully for 1,000 years, he discarded you in the abyss on a jealous whim. Remember your rage, Raziel. Let it guide your hand.
Wait, is there... Oh yeah, that's the save point, that's right. Hopefully, the game doesn't... This one doesn't break on us as well. Everything is just so over the top, it's fun. I know. I think it also does tell a good story, but in like the most Greek play style way of just being overtly over the top. And something about that is just fun. Is this a dead end? No, I'm just stupid. They really could have, in this remaster, also made it the navigation a little bit easier. What am I doing? What the fuck is this? This looks like a thing I need to be in here for. Maybe not. Whoop. Oh, we've got different little creatures in this area now. Where's the thing that lets me go back? Please, game. Okay, so this is where I came from. Good. Maybe now I can find one of the things to let me go back. They just spawned in. Ah. Okay, so now I should be able to continue. So how's everybody doing, by the way? I will say something I'm not the biggest fan of with these games is it just throws you right into it, no time to breathe. No, that's not what I said, game. Vampires don't need to breathe. Yeah, you're right.
I surfaced into a very different landscape. The daylight barely penetrated the dense canopy of this forest. Here
this
I
game is
discovered an
homoerotic.
ancient ruin, unmistakably one of Mobius's time-streaming chambers, but long ago sealed and abandoned to the encroaching swamp. I didn't currently possess the means to break this seal, but I thought in time that I might.
Die, fiend!
Also, Raziel, how do you know you don't contain the thing to break the seal? Did you try? Hello? Okay.
So, my lurking observer was exposed.
No, he was
The
wearing
creature
clothes.
vanished when he realized he was discovered, but I caught a glimpse of him, and his features were distinctive enough. This was the vampire Vorador, the monstrous assassin depicted in the stronghold. Strange that a creature brazen enough to assault the circle single-handedly would avoid confronting me. Very well. If Vorador would not come to me, I would go to him. But first, I needed to find some means of reaching that terrace.
Yeah, I just enjoy the over-the-top silliness of this. Even though I have to write an email, yeah, that sucks. I'm alright. The place I'm working at is about to go on strike. We haven't voted yet, but that'll be fun.
Here it comes.
Frog! Frog!
There
Frog!
appeared to be a passage here, leading northward into the mountains. The opening, however, was obstructed and too high for me to reach. Perhaps later I would find the means to bypass these obstacles.
I find it interesting that it keeps telling me, like, oh yeah, here's a place that you can go to, just not yet. I see, okay. I'm just gonna avoid all the fights.
My lurking friend was nowhere to be seen, but I found these ruins even more intriguing. I recognized these arcane symbols from the chamber beneath the pillars, and realized that this shrine, too, was sealed to all but the bearer of the Reaver.
Wonder if people had too much trouble with backtracking in the previous game. Oh, 100%. I mean, we know how much trouble I had. Hi. Do I have to kill you? I would have trouble navigating too. Yeah, it's not the best for that, and you would think that they'd have like something that they'd add in this remaster. Like, I would at least put in a thing like what BioShock has. Or Dead Space, where you can press a button and it'll tell you like where you're supposed to go. Aha. Yep. Knew it. This game, as you can tell, is very cutscene heavy. Press a button and the game tells you where to go, but only the longest dialogue possible. Of course. Nope, that wasn't the solution. Thank you, camera. So I need it to get to there. But currently, I can't. What do you mean, imbue it with dark? How? Press X. It doesn't want to work.
Throughout this ancient shrine, murals depicted the winged race and the apocalyptic war against their mysterious and equally inhuman adversaries. These winged beings, it seemed, were not only the architects of the pillars, but of this enigmatic place as well. And just as in the Pillar's chamber, this shrine was adorned throughout with imagery of the Reaver, depicted with the reverence of a holy icon.
The fun thing is I don't remember what happens, so I don't even remember what, like, all the things are. Aha! That's a moon. I see. Oh, okay. Oh, hello. Nom. Hon. Psycho? Like, there's obvious reasons that can be seen why this series didn't do super well. But I still like it. And I do wonder how much of the issues with this game is just from its era, or because it's just genuinely a problem of the developers. Okay, what am I missing now? If I turn it this way... Shoot projectiles at puzzle targets. Thanks, game. really like these games because they put modern games into another context. Oh yeah. Try solving the puzzle. I know, right? What a tip. Shiny. It is my shiny now. Weird thing I need to shoot. No, I just need to go this way. I think the issue is this game, like, color-wise is very dark as well, so it makes it hard to see shit. Okay, so... because there's nowhere else it would make sense to go. Okay. Is there like an actual way up to it, or... Guess not. Okay, but how do I get over to it? the fuck? Well, this wasn't the answer. I need to move that, but like, how? Unless if that's one that can't be moved. Wait. Oh my god. What the fuck? Okay, yeah, sure, why not? I love the little spooky music for that. Like the cries of the damned. The moon. What? What? I see.
As I neared the altar, I suddenly felt the Reaver quickening of its own volition. Just as in William's chapel, the balance of power tangibly shifted. Voracious and willful, the Soul Reaver was now in control, and I, merely its helpless puppet. The Reaver plunged itself into that mysterious altar, and devouring the energy that emanated from within, drained this place of its power. Thus sated, the Reaver released me. And I realized as I recovered control that these ancient shrines were forges, each purpose-built to enhance the Reaver with elemental power.
Cool.
Now I understood the purpose of the mysterious basins I had seen throughout my journey. They were elemental fonts, each attuned to a fundamental essence. When I forged the blade, every font in Nosgoth with the same elemental attunement was simultaneously quickened. The Reaver's enhancements were
And you
never
know this how?
permanent, but these fonts enabled me to re-imbue the blade by bathing it in the elemental energy distilled therein.
Cool. So, am I done here? Is that the end?
Concentric circles, one eclipsing the other. I recognized this symbol from the door sealing that other ancient shrine, the one I had seen in the lake, outside the Sarafan stronghold. Perhaps now, armed as I was with the elemental power of darkness, I could
Darkness.
return and gain entry.
Okay, so now I go back there, probably upgrade the weapon again.
You're a ragged excuse for a savior.
Vorador.
I see my reputation precedes me.
It does.
All good, I hope?
Totally.
I've been watching you since you emerged from that accursed stronghold. Strange that your arrival coincides with the corruption of the Pillars. But I'm wondering, are you the catalyst of these events? Or the answer to them?
I
Yes.
don't know what you mean.
I will speak plainly then. I distrust your origin, stranger. Seeing you crawl from the putrid depths of Mobius's keep makes me question your purpose here. And what should I make of your appearance? Not human, clearly, and more demon than vampire. And the Pillars. It is no mere coincidence that your arrival in that clearing heralded the Pillars' decay. And so I ask you plainly, are you the instrument of the Pillars' destruction or their salvation?
Time for someone else to talk
Neither.
Raziel into doing something. Yeah.
Very well. Let us look at the other side of the coin.
The
I
coin?
have followed your journey and watched as you blithely unlocked secrets that have been sealed and forbidden for thousands of years. The path you have been treading is open to only one being. You don't know what you are, do you?
I have been many things. If you find me ignorant, enlighten me.
What's the point? This world is beyond redemption. Let the human cattle have it.
I would expect better than meek capitulation from you.
Centuries of persecution have taught me well. 500 years ago, our race was nearly exterminated by the fanatical crusades of the Sarafan. And now the same sick drama unfolds again. In merely a decade, Mobius's cutthroat citizen army has nearly accomplished what the Sarafan could not. Vampires meddling in the affairs of men. Look where it's brought us.
What am I to make of these secrets I've uncovered, then? The depictions of the winged race, the Pillars, and the Reaver.
Fairy tales, boy. The
Fairy
delusions
tales.
of an ancient culture clinging to hope long after the world had discarded them. Their bloodline trickled away until only one of the ancients remained, sustained solely by obligation and his unfaltering faith in the old prophecies. But you see, even if you are who you appear to be, it no longer matters.
That's big
You're
ears.
simply too late. Janos Audron, the Reaver
Lost a lot of
Guardian,
detail.
the last of the ancients, and my maker, was murdered by the Sarafan nearly 5 centuries ago. He alone would have the answers you seek, but his secrets died with him. I don't know how you've come even this far without his guidance, or without the Reaver, stolen these 500 years ago by the Sarafan. I'm afraid, my friend, that you and all of us are out of luck.
I had no less reason to trust Vorador than anyone else I had met. In fact, The ancient vampire was the most forthright being I had encountered thus far.
No, don't
If Janos
follow
Order was
him.
the key to all this, then I would find him, and Mobius's time-streaming device would provide me passage. But first, I had to find a way back into the stronghold, and I suspected I
Dude
would
is
find
just
the
so
means
gullible.
within the lake's mysterious shrine.
Dude is the most gullible creature on the planet. Where was that shrine, anyways?
Here it comes.
Smack. Not here. Should try selling them NFTs. He'd buy them. That map is not helpful in any way whatsoever. I think we should, Raziel, these pictures, can save Nosgoth, and they're, totally yours and also digital. You'd also have to explain to him what digital was. Hello again. Forgot that you're literally right there.
Ah, my wayward child returns.
Having unearthed more than you'd like, I suspect. What am I to make of these ruins that litter the land, and these images here in this chamber?
Merely the deceits of a failed civilization. You are being misled, Raziel. This ancient race hoped to manipulate the future with these scrawled misdirections. You must tread carefully.
Who isn't
The dark forces
manipulating
at
this
work in
dude?
This world, bent on subverting your true destiny.
I have no doubt of that. The question is, am I in their presence right now?
Your arrogance will spell your demise, Raziel. Deny my will, and the arc of your destiny will reach a sudden conclusion.
Your threats are unmoving. Even now, I'm beyond your reach.
My reach is longer than you realize. This is a very dangerous game you're playing.
Even the
Raziel.
player is manipulating Raziel. Yeah. Yeah, I should save. I think because this is a good save spot, I'll do an early stream, or early end to the stream. That way, I don't end up playing for like 5 hours before the next save. So, I will end here, and we shall see if there is, anybody we can raid. I doubt it, but you know. Okay. Twitch. Oh, there is. Alright, let's go raid him. And so long, everybody.